Hatterene is a Pokemon that fell a little bit under the radar at the start of Generation 9. With all the fun new stuff to play with, this returning Gen 8 Pokemon wasn't really catching the eye of the competitive singles player base. It saw an okay amount of usage, but not enough to remain in OU. It fell down to UU briefly, but proved too dominant down there and has recently returned to OU. Not only that, it has seen a bit of a surge in usage. I have been seeing this Pokemon more and more on the ladder, and in SPL, the highest level competitive singles tournament, Hatterene was used very commonly on both offensive and defensive teams. There was also a recent update to the Gen 9 viability rankings, where Hatterene rose up to a respectable A rank. Why is this Pokemon so popular in Gen 9 OU? Let's take a look. Like this video and subscribe to the channel for more informative content about competitive Pokemon. Hatterene may have underwhelming looking stats, but the real benefit of using this Pokemon is its ability, Magic Bounce. This is one of those abilities that is in the conversation for best ability in the game, and massively enhances any Pokemon that has it. This incredible ability will bounce back the majority of non-attacking moves in the game, although you won't prevent the effects of some moves, such as the item swapping effect of Trick or the hazard removal of Defog, which are moves that Goldengo's Good as Gold can block. The most notable thing that you can bounce back to the enemy are hazards. Goldengo can't do that. Hatterene acts as a form of hazard protection and can let you get away with running hazard vulnerable Pokemon, such as rock weak offensive threats or defensive walls vulnerable to spikes. Just having Hatterene in your team preview will make your opponent frightened to ever make hazards. Clicking Stealth Rock and having it bounce back to your side of the field is a devastating situation. A complete waste of a turn, plus a massive disadvantage on top of that. Before the current bans, the main place you would see Hatterene was on Sun teams. These teams would use a lot of Fire types who are rock weak, making Hatterene a logical addition. Now that Fire type powerhouse Chi-Yu has been banned, Sun teams have fallen off in usage a little bit, but Hatterene remains a great option on offensive teams, as a shield against Stealth Rock. Choice Band Chien-Pao is currently the most powerful offensive Pokemon in the game, and with that crippling rock weakness, it really appreciates the support of Hatterene. Hatterene can also support offensive Pokemon like Iron Moth and Ceruledge. These Pokemon usually use heavy-duty boots to cover their rock weakness, but with the support of Hatterene, they can afford to run different items to enhance their offense. Hatterene not only supports rock-weak teammates, it also helps switch in against things like Spore and other status effects, and has an excellent utility move pool. The most common Hatterene set on offensive builds is an Eject Button set. Eject Button is an item that instantly switches you out after you get hit. This is an extremely safe way to pivot into an offensive threat and keep momentum up. And even though it's only one-time use, that single pivot can be massive on a fast-paced team that aims to end the game as quickly as possible. In many situations, a switch to Hatterene will either bounce back a Stealth Rock or some other status move, or allow a pivot into whatever offensive threat you want. Both outcomes are great for you. With excellent utility options like Nuzzle and Healing Wish, Hatterene can still get value outside of threatening to bounce things back and eject. Nuzzle is an amazing move, a low power electric attack with a 100% chance to paralyze, which can cripple enemies and is one of the only direct ways to actually status Goldengo. With your solid bulk and defensive typing, you can pretty often find opportunities to use at least one of these strong utility moves and squeeze that last bit of value out of your Hatterene. Healing Wish allows you to sacrifice yourself to pivot into something else and fully heal it, which can be game winning. Hatterene can also be an excellent option on defensive and balanced teams. With Goldengo in the game, who is the first Pokemon that can directly block Defog from taking effect, spike stacking is a very popular and powerful strategy at the moment. Spikes are one of the best ways to pressure and break through defensive Pokemon, such as Garganacl and Dondozo. Hatterene can provide a safety net against not only spikes, but even crippling status moves like Toxic. A popular defensive Pokemon like Toxapex can't really do anything against Hatterene. Another thing to note is that even balanced teams commonly use Choice Band Chien-Pao as a wall breaker, and if you're running Hatterene anyway, it's a perfect fit. Not only is Hatterene a buffer against hazards and status moves for these teams, it can also be a win condition. The popular set on these sorts of teams has Calm Mind to boost up, and Draining Kiss for Fairy Stab that can also heal you. Magic Bounce blocks many moves that would counter this type of set on another Pokemon, such as Taunt, Toxic, and Whirlwind. The new mechanic Terrastalize also enhances this set significantly. The ability to Terrastalize into a strong defensive type like Water can make this set frustratingly difficult to break through and allow it to shrug off hits while healing with Draining Kiss and taking out the entire enemy team. As the metagame has developed, people have come to realize just how well Hatterene fits on competitive teams in Gen 9. This Pokemon provides a lot of value for only one Pokemon slot, providing counterplay to some of the most popular strategies in the game, while also giving your team valuable utility and even acting as a win condition. It makes a lot of sense that the best players in the game at the moment are using this Pokemon so frequently. What do you think? Perhaps Hatterene's surge in usage is just a trend that will be adapted too soon, or maybe this is just the perfect environment for Hatterene to thrive. What are your favorite utility Pokemon to use in Gen 9? And what would you like me to talk about next? Let me know down below in the comments. And thank you for watching. I recently live streamed myself commentating the Week 1 replays of Smogon Premier League, the largest competitive singles tournament of the year. I'll be doing it again next week, so stay tuned. I'll figure out a good time for that soon and let you guys know when I'll be going live. You can check out the VOD for that stream if you want to see my commentary for Week 1. I also made a little highlight video of one of the games where a Sylveon and Brambleghast were used, and actually won. Check that out in the pinned comment, it was a great game. Thank you to the patrons. If you'd like to send me a team to look at in a video, or request a video topic for me to cover, take a look at my Patreon link in the description for more information. Like this video and subscribe to the channel for more informative content about competitive Pokemon.
The money got different, 'cause of what I'm spending. The money got different,
Oh, it's
'cause of what I'm
Megaphone!
spending.
Whoa!
The money
KO'd
got
by
different,
one hit! It
'cause
scattered
of what I'm
spikes!
spending. The money got different.